Hey guys, welcome back to DXB Crypto. So 2 days ago, I posted a video saying, hold on to your stable coins, and boy, oh boy, was I right. Because if you're buying today, as opposed to 2 days ago, you're getting very good discounts. You can see that the chart's slightly red. The market is gonna give you an opportunity. Having said that, the CPI data is out or will be out today, and there is some expectations of or bullish signs that it's gonna come lower, at least. Expected 2.6 actual. If we come below the expected, you could expect fireworks. So like I said before, I am incredibly bullish about this cycle, and I think big up to the community. They know exactly what my feelings are. You should have your bags already packed. You should know what coins you're buying into, and you should be able to have that plan set. Now, what I was talking about, and maybe people didn't really understand, was buying deep value, working out the opportunity cost of buying your cryptocurrency, so you can gain, you could absolutely maximize on your profitability, considering we are all allocated into the market. So here's a post I made, and shout out to the community. If you want to join our community, join the Discord. Links are in the description. But this is what I wrote to the team. I said, look, as we transition into the bull market stage, every little buy will contribute towards the cycle gains. That is another good news that people aren't really talking about. This minor capitulation seems to be over. So there's charts indicating that minor capitulation is all but over. Now, the CPI for August will be the last major economic release ahead of the Fed Reserve's September 17-18 policy meeting. In the inflation reading, of course, if there's a cooler inflation outcome, in any case, it may be very unlikely to change the Fed cutting plans. That's something you got to be prepared for. CPI report for August data could deliver cooler inflation, which is incredibly bullish. Here's what the expectations are. So year on year, 2.6, as opposed to 2.9 from July. Month to month, 0.2 increase as expected, matching last month's increase. This is the forecast. Core year on year is 3.2% increase, matching last month's increase. And of course, core month to month, 0.2 increase, matching last month's increase. And all I'm saying is we have seen the market, we could see the market ignite post post the outcome. Having said that, what do we need to do? We need to have a plan, right? And the plan is to continue to DCA. As I told you before, I'm very bullish, and we are at an incredible stage of the market. Now, the minus capitulation, of course, is a metric that I track, and it's something that is quite good to know, because once that's over, then other metrics have come into play to obviously give us more bullish outlook. And there is of course, the Bitcoin stable supply ratio that has reached the bottom of the Bollinger Band, the first time since June 2022. So expect fireworks. But having said that, congratulations to anyone who bought crypto or is buying crypto today as opposed to 2 days ago. And I guess that was the main indication of, or main advice that I was giving to people. Look, just be conservative with your money and go in your convictions. What are in good buy zones? So like I said yesterday, I'm looking at this sentiment indicator. And again, guys, we are not at full throttle yet. It's always good to monitor that, because we know we're still in the buy zone. We're not even halfway of the social metrics, on-chain metrics, price metrics. So the point of value is still out there in the market, and you can extract as much as you can from the market by buying now. So with the CPI data coming out, obviously, we also had the presidential debates last night. I have no political suasion here except money. I couldn't care who really wins. But if Trump wins, then obviously you know what he promised. So on that basis, investors are looking at the outcome of this. And the debate will continue. Look, it wasn't clear cut. I still believe that there'll be more twists and turns, and there'll be more market driving news that's to come out of this US election, which is incredibly bullish. So overall, guys, let's talk about some cryptocurrencies that we've been tracking here in the channel. First one that everyone's asking me about is Kaspa. Is Kaspa a good buy right now? I would suggest if there's any pullbacks, yes, considering of my entry to kaspa, sometimes it's very difficult for me to always say, yeah, buy kaspa, buy kaspa, buy kaspa, because again, the opportunity cost could be, not as good. Having said that, kaspa is still, for me, a multi-cycle play, right? You get in this cycle, if you got in great, if you're seeing these 16, the current prices right now, if it pulls back to 14 or 12 cents, I think it's an excellent buy, but expect at least a 10x to about $1.50 to about maximum maybe 20x for this cycle. The interesting one here is SUI. Now, again, my community and I, some of us have a vested interest in looking at SUI. Of course, I've done a SUI video, but if investors are out there looking when to get into SUI, then SUI has a nice unlock happening tomorrow, right? Hence, the price has now depreciated slightly, and I'd expect to see, depending on where the market is, some type of a reaction from that. So is SUI a good buy right now? Well, if you look at SUI right now to where Solana is, you're looking at the market cap. If it gets to 60 billion, that's 28.5x. Now, obviously, 50 billion is probably more of a realistic target. But yeah, 60 billion is where it could go potentially, and that's 28x on your money. So that's one to keep your eyes and ears on. Then in terms of the other deep value projects, you still have the majority of the market. There's one I wanted to talk about, and it's got an unlock coming tomorrow, okay, of around $200,000, and that is Aether. Now, Aether divides opinion because of the fact that Aether is a depin project with a very high inflation. All I would say to you is this. So currently, to where it stands right now, if it gets to $2 billion, is at 10x. I believe Aether does a lot higher than that in this cycle. And what you got to know about Aether, because the inflation is pretty bad after 12 months, it's a coin that you need to get out of at the in terms of the overall the cycle phase. You've got to be out by, I would say, no later than September 2025. Okay. But in terms of their revenue collection, this is one of the largest money makers in crypto. They make more money, generate more revenue than all other depin projects combined. You've got to keep that in mind. So again, you need to buy value. And if the circulating supply, the FDV here is 2 billion. But if the circulating supply is going to remain tight until the next unlock, or the huge unlock in sometime towards the top of the cycle next year, then you could make a decent money. Or alternatively, you could actually trade this quite nicely into a depin narrative. So right now, the sentiment is bearish, which means you should be very interested below 5 cents to look at ATH. Other coins I'm looking at, alephium. Of course, alephium is one that I absolutely love. ALPH is probably one of my biggest holdings in crypto. I have a lot of conviction in it. And right now, the psychological price target for me is anything under $2 is good. Should you buy it at 163? If you're holding it, what's your average? You've got to ask yourself what the plan is, and then you invest some more into it. But just know it's 142 million in terms of market cap. And of course, I don't think it would get to 60 billion, but listen, we're looking at something in the region of 5 billion. And you can already see here, if it gets to the current ADA market cap of 12 billion, that's an 84x on your money, right? I compare it to the current kaspa market cap, which is around 4 billion, which is going to be around 30x for your money. And then other interesting ones I'm tracking, I'm looking at the likes of Pal AI. I haven't pulled the trigger yet because you can see the prices is coming down. So in the short term is bearish, but long term, I think this is one to look at in terms of the overall performance of the market, and it's got decent backers. I would say just to get to where Render is right now, or where Tau is right now, you're looking at 15 times your money. And then apart from that, guys, the rest of the tokens here, all of them are, I'm looking at crypto gaming massively. I'm tracking more tokens in terms of that sector because I believe we will have the fundamentals of crypto gaming One that just kind of interests me recently is looking at projects like, of course, Carrot, looking at Mavia. Is Mavia a good buy right now? Absolutely. At $1.20, Mavia is a buy today. You could buy Heroes of Mavia. And of course, the short-term sentiment is bearish. And to obviously get into certain levels in terms of the gaming tokens, if we got to the level of around, I'd say $800 million in market cap, or the same market cap as Notcoin, you're looking around 22x on your money as it stands today. All right. So guys, there's lots happening. I hope you are paying attention to the market. Of course, I'm tracking unlocks. I'm tracking market performance. I'm definitely doing a much more of a value added buys as opposed to just buying anything that's moving. So if that sounds interesting to you, join the channel, smash a like. None of the things I say are financial advice, but I actually want to do well for people. Do not make silly mistakes. Don't just get hyped up because of a narrative. If there's a green candle and you're chasing it, the chances are gains have already been made. Be early. Look at crypto gaming. Look at AI. Look at depin. And of course, RWA. And stick to your core plans. All right. I'll be your host, guys. And I'll catch you on the next video. God bless.